is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. News is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Welcome to News 25 here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. Today is Friday, and that's Good Friday, April 7th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. One of three Cathedral Canyon murder suspects has now pled guilty to murder just weeks before the trial began. Kevin Dent, who is a murder suspect in the killing of 27-year-old Roy Jaggers, has now made a plea agreement with the Nye County District Attorney's Office and has pled guilty to second-degree murder for the August 1st, 2021 case that occurred in Cathedral Canyon. Dent is one of three defendants who are accused of killing Jaggers after they allegedly tortured him for hours using several instruments before he was forced to strip naked and walk off a cliff in the canyon located south of the town of Pahrump. The trio is accused of shooting him to death. Dent made the plea agreement with his attorney, Jason Ernest, in front of District Court Judge Kim Wonker on Thursday. Dent will be sentenced in 90 days for second-degree murder, in which he will be eligible for parole in 10 years. According to Judge Wonker, he will also be testifying against the other two defendants, and the trial is set to begin May 1st. Well, in court was two defendants involved in the same case, which has been severed, Myro Clem and Jade Hughey. The pair were before Judge Kim Wonker for their part in a shooting and armed standoff with police.
Two suspects who were looking at life in prison have drastically had their charges reduced here in Nevada. Myro Clem and Jade Hughey were facing numerous counts of attempted murder on police officers, assault on police officers with the use of a deadly weapon, resisting police officers with the use of a deadly weapon, and more. The pair was also facing charges in California after reportedly shooting at several people in Tacoma, then leading police in a pursuit which ended at the Nevada-California border and Nye County Sheriff's Office taking over with an armed standoff.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Get her out!
Put your hands down! Hands! 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 Backseat!
Backseat fail! Backseat
Get out! Get out!
Myro Clem was shot by police as the SWAT team breached the vehicle as he reportedly aimed a 12-gauge shotgun at them. His alleged accomplice, who was pregnant at the time, Jade Hughey, sustained injuries from glass breaking. They were both facing life in prison if convicted of these crimes against them and the 5 officer victims named in Nevada. The case in California is still outstanding for Myro Clem, according to the court comments by his attorney. Judge Kim Wonker made a point to speak with Myro Clem's attorney, Jason Ernest, about why the charges were greatly reduced during his recent hearing.
It's 1 Category B and 2 Category C's, Judge. They filed an amended information. It was 2 armed resisting and 1 armed assault.
That's correct, Judge.
Well, if he doesn't take a deal, you're going back to the original charges?
No.
This is what was bound over, I believe, Judge.
The state filed an incorrect information based upon the bind over. They corrected it. The offer is 1 Category C armed resisting, Judge.
I understand what the offer is. That's not what I'm concerned about.
Well, if he doesn't take the deal, we'll be going to trial on all 3 counts. 2 counts of armed resisting,
Right.
1 count of assault.
I'm looking to see what the bind over was.
The bind over was originally, the first information that was filed, Your Honor, included 2 count Category B felonies. That was an error. That's why the amended was filed, removing one of those. So the correct charges are 1 Category B felony, assault with a deadly weapon, and 2 counts of Category C.
So if the bind over was incorrect, the Justice Court judge would have to correct the bind over. You're telling me the bind over was incorrect. I'm saying if there was no deal, then wouldn't he be going to trial on the original charges that were bound up from the Justice Court?
And there should have only been 3 charges that were bound up from the justice
That's
court.
what I'm looking for right
It was
now.
after preliminary hearing. 11 were discharged after
I
pre-notice.
understand that.
During Jade Hughey's hearing later in district court, she was represented by Jonathan Nelson. The DA had accepted a plea deal for gross misdemeanor for conspiracy against resisting an officer with the use of a firearm that has a 364-day prison term and a $2,000 fine or probation. Attorney Jonathan Nelson and the district court attorney looked bewildered at the defendant, who decided to give the judge a little extra information on why she says she's pleading guilty.
So I'm taking the deal, unfortunately, because it's the most suitable thing for my family. My daughter's like this, even though I don't agree with it.
Anyone who knows me knows that you'll do a complete and thorough half-an-hour canvas or better, because there's only one reason somebody pleads guilty, and that is because they're in fact guilty. Ms. Reedy just indicated that she doesn't agree with it. I refuse to take somebody's guilty plea. I'm gonna let the trial dates that I currently have stand. Okay? So, those dates, just to go back, I've got something secondarily set, but
The judge decided she cannot accept the guilty plea agreement at this time because Hughey has to admit her guilt, and instead she wants to set a date for trial. The Jade Hughey case will return for a status check, and the Myro Klim case will be heard in October.
All right, more news on the other side of this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, the Board of County Commissioners discussed an item to place an agenda item that provides a sanctuary and wildlife viewing area for humane placement and wild horses. It turns out the Nye County Advisory Board to not manage wildlife does not consider wild horses to be wildlife.
The Board of County Commissioners discussed placing an agenda item on the Nye County Advisory Board to manage wildlife to recommend to the Nevada Board of Wildlife Commissioners the establishment of a sanctuary and wildlife viewing area in Nye County to provide for the humane placement and care of wild horses and burros.
We are struggling with how to manage our burros and horses. So I'm hoping that this group can bring forward some ideas. There has been some discussion about, of course, getting the fencing back up there at Roadrunner to complete that fence with BLM's and Department of Transportation have offered to help with that. And of course, BLM has offered to provide the materials, and Public Works has also offered to work on that particular project.
I am the chair for the Nye County Wildlife Board. We do have monthly meetings. I do attend the Nevada Department of Wildlife commissioners meetings.
I've been on this board 10 years, and for some reason this board that you're talking about does not sound familiar, so I don't think that you've been coming in front of the board for appointments like you should be, and that's no fault of yours. But it just doesn't ring a bell for some reason. What is your exact name of your board? I've heard it called a couple of different things today, so.
It's the Nye County Advisory Board to Manage Wildlife. Oh, go ahead.
I don't remember hearing any reports from you people at all, and now I'm hearing that you've not done anything basically since 2020. So I'm not sure anybody else up here knows what's going on either.
I am the chair for the Nye County CAB, and I am happy to present information to you guys.
Okay, and are you aware of the fact that we have a new board that is trying to put through a ordinance to stop the roundup of the wild horses with helicopters? And we have some pretty active people on there right now. Has anybody made you aware of that so that you could get in contact with them? And
horses are not wildlife. When this problem has been an issue in many.
I'm sorry, but we probably should reconsider those words, Ms. Pope.
Maybe we need to put together a group that's strictly for the Pahrump area of Nye County. If you want to move forward with that, I would support that. As long as we can let them do their thing up there and we can do our thing down here. Because, you know, we're north and south, but there are a lot of differences between north and south when it comes to Nye County.
Commissioner Cox, are you saying that you can't support the idea of having this group look at how we could move the horses on the other side of the fence like they were when I came here 50 years ago? On the other side of, believe it or not,
No, I
the
think
fence
we could
existed,
do that. I think we could do that
and then have a
ourselves.
wildlife viewing area? So you're thinking that this wildlife group shouldn't be the place for that? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I just don't, you know, we can do that ourselves. We're here
So
for a reason.
I don't see
We
any
are
reason to have action
county
on this
commission.
item if I don't have the support of Commissioner Cox. Thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate that, because I do give you support, because we've been trying to get that fence fixed. I've been a year.
I just thought this would be a way to get it done. And if you don't,
Yeah.
if that's perfectly all right, I just thought it would be the way to do it.
Well, Reva Braun says that the variety show that they held at Sanders Family Winery was a big success. We caught up with Reva in our studio to get the details.
Dude, you can't and then thumbs up me under the table.
We had a comedian and 2 singers, and we sold out at 150 tickets. We're still counting, but we are over $5,000 at this point. Mike Schenk was our comedian, and Lynn Peterson and John Michael Ferreira were our 2 singers. We do a lot of community service here in town, and this money went to our scholarship fund. So this year we're giving $2,500 out in scholarship money and keeping the rest in reserve in case we don't do as well next year. We can still offer scholarships out for the next few years. This year we changed the name to Variety Under the Stars because everyone in the world here was doing comedy, and we ran into some not so great reviews last year. So we switched it up a little and brought John Michael in and Lynn Peterson to round everything out. It was absolutely gorgeous. It got a little cold at night. We were running late and it got cold, but I love working at Sanders Winery.
That's what you are. I've come to music with you. Share the light, harmony with me tonight. Hear applause.
Everything goes through the guidance counselor, it goes online and out to the seniors. Right here at Pahrump Valley High School. You can call me, and we meet Thursday nights at the Poorhouse. And right now we have a real good bargain at membership fees. It's $80. And it's from now till September, so you have 6 months to decide if you like staying with us. And if you do, you can renew at the end of September and become a full-fledged member, or just when your membership is up, say goodbye and leave peacefully. We have Key Club at the high school, and they meet on Mondays, and they're open to any student who wants to. We meet they're 9th through 12th, and they do 2 lunch periods now. They can call me at 775-727-0911.
Oh my gosh, that looks like it was such a fun event. Thanks to Eddie O'Brien for grabbing that shot for me. Well, when we return, we'll have an update on what's happening over there in Tacoma and a fundraiser next weekend when we return.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, firefighter Larry Levi says this year's fundraiser for the Southern Inyo Fire Protection District includes a poker tour. The event will be held next weekend in Tacoma to support the volunteer fire department.
We're the gateway, the southern and eastern gateway to Death Valley, so we have a lot of traffic. A lot of traffic coming here to Pahrump from Southern California. From Death Valley Junction, up near the Opera House at the state line, south down 127 to Ibex Pass, which is our boundary with San Bernardino County. And then across the San Bernardino County line to Sandy Valley. And then back up the California-Nevada state line from Sandy Valley back to Amargosa. It's a big triangle. We're completely self-funded. We don't get regular state money, county money, federal money. We have a small tax base that our voters approved about 20 years ago, and we've been functioning on that barely. It's like a poker run, but the idea is to give people an idea of the expanse of our district. The far stops on either end are the Opera House up at Amargosa and the Mojave Center out in Charleston View. We have live music of different varieties, drumming. We have what looks like a country western band, classic rock band, which, by the way, will be playing after the 5 o'clock end time. They play every Saturday night in Tacopa. It's amazing. In the last few years, we now have a total of 4 restaurants and 2 breweries. This is on April 15th, so don't bother filing your taxes. Come out to Tacopa and enjoy the day. One of the stops on the tour is the Shoshone Museum. Another one is the Tacopa Mine District, which is now opened up for tours. There's a lot going on. You can sign up at the event site at Tacopa Hot Springs Resort in Tacopa or the Amargosa Opera House. The tour starts at 8, and you have to turn in your scorecards by 4 o'clock to qualify your hand. Fire department will be doing some skills demonstrations. I think we have a car we're going to exercise our jaws of life on and do a demonstration of how we extricate. We have a PayPal site where you can send donations, and you can look at our Southern Inyo Fire Protection District Facebook page as well. The fire department number is area code 760-852-4130.
Be there.
All right. Well, Never Forgotten Animal Society has a puppy that is available right now named Trouble.
I have in my hands here a very aptly named little dog. It's a female. She's approximately 9 weeks old. Her name is Trouble, and she is all puppy. She is very energetic. She has a lot of energy to get rid of, and she really needs someone to play with and someone to beat up, because I'm tired of being beat up. She is such a little sweet girl. She is very energetic. She likes to be involved. She wants to be out. She wants to be playing. She wants her toys. She would be an ideal home for her would be with kids. That could tire her out, because as you can see, she is just a ball of energy here. She is all black. She has a little white on her chest. She is approximately 9 weeks old, and she has not been fixed yet, so she would have to go home on a foster to adopt program, which means that you do not own her. We do until she gets old enough for us to fix her, and we usually fix animals at 20 weeks. At which point then, once the spay occurs, then she becomes yours legally through the adoption process. But until then, she is ours. But she does get to go home with you. You do get to integrate her into your home. You do get to play with her and indoctrinate her into your home. She is a very, very sweet little girl. Her adoption fee is $350. That will include her spay, all of her shots, microchip, and her rabies certificate. She's available here at Never Forgotten Animal Society at 3091 North David Street, off of Bella Vista between Blagg and Leslie. And we are open Monday through Saturday from 10 until 5. And please come on in and visit this little girl. She would love the company. She would love to have the attention. She would love to be held. And that's what she really misses, is being held. So if you're interested, come on by anytime. No appointments are necessary. Just come on in and visit any of our dogs. We have approximately 40 on site, so you get your choice of large, small, medium, male, female, you name it. We've got all different kinds of breeds here. So come on in at your leisure and come visit us. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, beautiful sunrise this morning that we got on our weather cam. We're going to find out what's in store weekend right after this break.
25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios and worldwide on that local BTV app, the app you need on your phone for Easter. Man, it fits right in your Easter basket. The Easter Bunny has the local BTV app, and for him, the B stands for Bunny. Good for you, Easter Bunny. Look at Fernley, 58 degrees, 59 in Fallon. Carson City, Cool Spot Award, uncharacteristic, 53 degrees. 58 out there in Tonopah. Goldfield saw 59. They got the right attitude in Beatty. Precocious at 69 degrees, almost edging up on 70. Look at you go. Amargosa hit 74, and that's the hot spot today. Vegas close behind it, 72. Oh, number 2 tries harder. Out in Death Valley, it's 85 degrees. Yep, starting to feel like Death Valley out there. Here in the Paradise Front, current temperature 70 degrees, 71 just a little bit earlier. Winds out of the south all day, kindly just 12 miles per hour. Southerly winds, as it were, cloudy skies, but no real rain. Sun rose this morning, 6:21. Setting this evening, look forward about 7:10, and beautiful star watching tonight under partly cloudy skies. No, not going to be really great star watching, but the sunset's going to be nuts. Heading to a low tonight at 50 degrees as we head on into Easter weekend. Good Saturday, looks 75 degrees. Look at Sunday. The clouds clear out. There's no rain. Winds down to 6 miles per hour. It's a great day to go hide some eggs on the lawn if you've got one. 82-degree temperatures. And you even got some room for more, because look at this, 88 on Monday. Winds kicking up a little bit on Tuesday, also 86 degrees. And those winds are going to drive those temperatures down over the next 3 days, down to the mid-60s as we start next Friday. But I don't know, we'll keep an eye on those things. Maybe they'll change and maybe they'll get better. It's starting to warm up, though. I like that. All right, hope you have a happy Easter. We'll see you on the other side. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
All right, well, I hope everybody had a good Friday. And of course, the weekend events, there is at Petrick Park. Of course, we have that picnic with the Holiday Task Force starting at 10 a.m. and that will be free food that they are having there. Of course, PDOP and the Holiday Task Force putting that on, and that's going to be lots of fun right there on the corner of Basin and Highway 160. And on Easter Sunday at 11 a.m. at Simpkins Park is Easter at Simpkins. They're going to have their egg hunt starting at noon. We hope everyone has a wonderful Easter holiday weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday. Have a great weekend. Good night.